Hello everyone and welcome back to the Average Joe's 1v1 tournament. This is TheWorld versus Xandixs, and this is for the third place runner-up to the semifinals. Whoever wins this gets the third place bragging rights, I guess you could say. Xandixs saying there he doesn't even want to play for bronze. It must really hurt to get that close to the semifinals and just barely cop out. But we'll see how these two guys do when they fight off against each other, and let's just watch what happens. Now this is brought to you by Max Viren, and there will be a link on the bottom to both StarcraftArena.net and to the Average Joe's 1v1 website. And that's about all I'll say. Supply depot going down for TheWorld right now at his base, as well as a pylon for red here, Xandixs, and he is getting this scout out extremely early. Really interested to see what he does here. Actually putting down a pylon. Ooh, good lord. So we could see some really early warp gate stuff going on here, but I really imagine this is going to be actually just a cannon rush of some sort. Both players saying they're really going to play serious for this. They just want to get this match over with, I guess, and we'll see what this Xandixs here does with that pylon, that real close pylon. Attacking the SCV, beautiful Protoss stuff you always see there, because those probes do regenerate their shields so fast. It is very efficient to attack with those SCVs, and very good play by TheWorld here, actually pulling that SCV out and just bringing a new one in, so it's not going to hurt TheWorld too much here. Delay that barracks just a tiny bit, and this probe is still going to just poke away at things and try and be as much of a pain in the ass. And we do have a forge being warped in by Xandixs down in his base, so we are definitely going to see some kind of cannon rush play here. Not going to work too well with this little SCV chasing him around, but it looks like he is trying to pull him off as best he can. And still got SCVs and probes coming for each player. Not using that chrono boost as much as he should, but this forge is just about to finish. He's got 300, almost 400 minerals saved up. We're going to see a lot of buildings being dropped right now. One cannon, and two cannon, and a pylon. So Xandixs doing a pretty aggressive move here at the ramp. Definitely not going to be able to do any kind of harass. And TheWorld does not see this yet. He just now scouts this forge and sees the gateway going down. He must be thinking something cheesy's happening. Again, no cannon at his base either, so he's not cannoning up at his main. It's got to be somewhere. And both players really clueless about what's going on in the main base right now. He's going to actually try and use this probe to kite any kind of marines or units that TheWorld might have and pull them back into these cannons, but there is nothing over there at the moment. This SCV is scouting, and he is going to find that there are cannons being built at his base. So now it is going to be a cheese versus anti-cheese kind of build going on here. Still got the double gas. Bunker going down, Reaper coming out. Good idea by TheWorld here. If you can put Reapers in these bunkers, it will completely deny any kind of cannons being pushed up. The range on Reapers against buildings is huge. Very easy to snipe things like pylons. And we'll see if Xandixs will be able to come back from this. I don't think he's going to be as successful with this cannon rush as he was hoping. And it looks like this Reaper is for now just going to go into the base and try and harass these probes. Meanwhile, a second Reaper is into play. He's going to go join that first Reaper, it looks like. And these cannons are still very slowly creeping up towards the base. This bunker is finished, but there are no units in it currently. I'm not sure that's going to matter too much. You know, one Marauder in there is pretty easily going to hold off any kind of cannon push. And even getting a second barracks to put on some more pressure. And now we have this Reaper in Xandixs' base trying to do a little bit of pylon harass. I'd expect to see some worker harass very soon once that second Reaper comes up here. And now a Zealot gonna come in here and charge. Is he paying attention to the Reaper? Oh man, 2 hits, 3 hits, 2 health on that Reaper left, and he just barely makes it out of there in time. Gonna play around with those Zealots just a little bit more, it looks like. Try and do some worker harass, but he does get taken out by that cannon. There is a cannon right here at the Protoss base. Second Reaper is gonna come in here and play with these workers, and he's gonna be just fine. Unless he's not microed out of there. He did get a surround, so that Reaper is going to die as well. Both players have little to no units to combat anything with. TheWorld does now have that bunker with 2 Marauders. Another Tech Lab going down, another Marauder on the way, Concussive Shell finished, So we're going to see a pretty heavy Marauder build coming in here to push these cannons back. It looks like Xandixs actually lost his offensive probe here, and I don't think he's going to be able to recover from that unless he gets another probe up there real quick. Xandixs saying, congrats, you win. And not over quite yet. They're going to play this out. We do have a Cybernetics core going down for Xandixs, and a nice little wall of Zealots here. If he can get that charge research done, he might still be in this game when those Marauders push. And World saying he's getting anti-air for Void Rays. I don't believe... Yeah, Xandixs does not have any Stargates at the moment, but he has used them in previous games, so maybe he'll try and pull them out here at the end. And now, 5 Marauders versus these cannons. These Marauders are going to easily be able to clean this up as long as they're properly microed. What you gotta do is grab these weak units and pull them away just like that. Second unit here getting hit, he's gonna want to pull away. Yeah, not losing any Marauders to these cannons. Very good play here. And nice ball starting to become formed here. So that cannon rush is going to be denied, and Xandixs is going to have a hard time coming back from that. So we do have another gateway, and there is a Stargate also coming down. Again, Xandixs saying he doesn't care about this game. Poor guys. Hopefully next tournament y'all can do a little bit better. And still more Marauders coming in for the World here. And Xandixs looking to cannon up at his base. Stargate's almost finished, but if he can get this Void Ray out in time, he can do a very massive amount of damage to these Marauders, especially considering they have 30 health, 11 health, 30 health, very low health on some of these Marauders. He should be able to clean that up if he can get this Void Ray chrono boosted out. He is supply blocked at the moment, but I believe he has a pylon coming down. No, he does not have a pylon quite yet, so this Void Ray is going to be delayed. But he is sitting at 100 energy, so it is still very possible to come back from this game. And these Marauders finally going to move up here. Going to get hit by these cannons, might be able to take out one before he sees it. World does drop down a scan though, so he sees these couple cannons going down, and he is going to make a push, even though he sees those cannons. Taking out one, those Zealots are just going to be forced to pull back. You do not want to charge into something like that. And this Siege Tank, plus these Marauders, going to run up these ramp. They're going to get visual on that, so that Siege Tank is going to be able to shoot those Zealots and those cannons down with ease. And 2 more Marauders, 2 of those very weak Marauders getting killed by this cannon. All the cannons are down, 1 Siege Tank left, 3 Marauders with 1 Zealot at the moment. But here comes that Void Ray, very close to finishing. Oh, he should have gotten out just a little bit sooner. If he hadn't been supply blocked, he could have dealt with this army very easily. Still no anti-air at the main of the World. Still units being pulled in here. A reactor going down on that starport. Also that factory with a tech lab, and we have +1 weapons being upgraded for these infantry Marauders right here. So this Void Ray does finish. He's going to have to pull back or force losing all of his forces. He may have been able to end it right there, but 1 Void Ray, once it's charged up, is a very taunting force. And there is that charge. You can see just how quickly it ate that Marauder away. So 2 Siege Tanks and 2 Marauders still living from that. 4 more Marauders up here. Still no anti-air. Finally getting a couple of Marines on the field and 1 Viking. I'm not sure. That will hopefully be enough to take out this Void Ray. One Viking can kill 1 Void Ray with proper micro. Their range is significantly further. And that Void Ray is going to start getting that charge up. If you can get that charge and start hitting workers, it's going to do some very serious damage. So here comes the Viking. We'll see if he can clean this Void Ray up. It's going to be close. You got to really micro that thing away and make sure you're not in range of that beam. And I think he's going to be just fine, very slowly whittling away that shield on that Void Ray. And he flies straight into the missile turret. That Void Ray goes down. This Viking has 25 health. And now the whole time that's happening, the World, while he's microing 1 army, he's moving ahead with the other. So he's going to make this final push here. 3 Siege Tanks should easily be able to clean this out. But another Void Ray comes out. So that Void Ray is going to be able to kill these off eventually. I don't know if they will have time or not. These Siege Tanks are just doing so much damage to these buildings, even with a charged Void Ray. I think the damage has been done here. And another Void Ray being taken out at the base. Xandixs calls GG. Congrats to the World for 3rd place. And we are moving on to the finals.